Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, a Chockers Monday show. We're covering up a bunch of stuff that happened on the weekend. We've got some bad beats. We're talking player props, game picks, best bets. There's a Rate My Multi in there. Alex, what are you looking at?
Having a look at someone to slap the Dutch all around the ground tonight in the World Cup.
Nice one. What about you, Stats Guy?
Yeah, I'm looking at another tricky Cricket World Cup bet and an F1 future.
Nice one. I'm covering off a mess of Monday Night Football NFL gear too, so check that all out. It's all on Code Bet Daily. It's happening right now. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Monday, October 9, all day. This is episode 210 of this here Code Bet Daily. I am your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website. It's called Code Bet. You can find that at codebet.com.au for your betting analysis, odd comparisons. Analyses? There you go. And odds comparison needs. I was saying analyses and needs at the same time. I'm joined, as always, by the Pontiffs. That's right, the Pontiffs of punting. We've got Stats Guy down there. What's going on, Stats Guy?
Yeah, I was loving all the sport across the weekend. Aussies didn't get the job done last night. We're absolutely horrible with the bat, but that's all good. Yeah.
You're loving it so much, you got a haircut. So good job.
And a haircut, yes. Absolutely.
We've also got Alex Donnelly over there, still not allowed within 500 feet of any primary schools in Melbourne, the north.
Also possibly told that I can't go near William Saliba or Declan Rice, as is my love for them after their dominant performances this morning.
That is a soccer reference.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Saliba! All right. This is Code Saliba Daily, a.k.a. Code, Bet Daily. That's what it says on the tin, isn't it? Codes, it's betting, it's daily. It's not too hard to follow along with that. We are talking player props, game picks, best bets. Do we have a Rate My Multi in there, gentlemen?
Yep.
Oh.
Nice. Take a victory lap on one of my Rate My Multis from Friday, though, so that's good. So today, what are we going to look at? I've got basically all NFL, and we might cover off some of the NBL stuff that happened on the weekend because there's some pretty tasty things. I don't know how Stats Guy and I's picks went, but we did hit some other interesting stuff. So I'll cover off that. Maybe just one tiny little NBA look right at the end. Stats Guy, what about you?
A bit of Cricket World Cup and then an F1 future. There was a big race yesterday, so I'm just going to have a look at something after that. The Astro got the win in the sprint, and then he came second in their main race. So he had an absolutely awesome weekend. Aussie rookie tearing it up.
What about you, Alex?
Some cricket and European qualifiers as we have an international break in the soccer once again this week.
The qualifiers for the Euros?
Yes, next year.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like match day 7, 6, 7?
Yeah, something like that.
6 and 7.
Before we do that, some bad beats just very quickly. Miami versus the New York City Football Giants in the NFL this morning. Jeez. This is one of those heartbreakers where you wake up and you go, cool, Miami smashed them. They've covered the 12.5 points. They've probably covered the over. You do the quick math, you're like, wait, that's 47.
Oh,
come on, man. What? 47.5 was this over underline. The last Giants possession, this is why it's a bad beat. The final Giants possession when they're down like 16-35 or whatever it was, they're like, oh, nah, man, we're going to keep driving.
16-35 is 51.
Oh, wait, no, it was
16-31. 16-31.
Yeah, 16-30. There you go. So it was 47, sorry. Looking at this going, cool, rad, Giants go for 13 plays on their final possession and 16 yards. They just keep driving it. And I'm like, they're going to do. They get it to 4th and 3. They're like, we're going to go for it, obviously, because we're down a lot. They scramble. 3 yards. They get 2. Game over. You're like, come on, man. What are we doing here? Like, this just the 100% the back door, like over undercover, does not happen. But I think that would have also ruined the line. So to be honest, a couple of ones. Where it swings and roundabouts, you'll cop it. I think Stats Guy, you had a bad beat as well, right?
I was going to say, just quickly in the EPL. I know Alex might not say this one's a bad beat because the odds were really close. But big EPL multi. My last leg was just Man City or draw. They haven't lost to Arsenal since 2015. I'm going for that. It's a bad beat. $1.30 it was. So I know Arsenal were a chance, but City. I don't know. I can't remember the last time they lost 2 games in a row. You've
just reminded me. I have a stat for you, stat man.
Okay.
Name me the one person that has won their last 3 EPL games against Manchester City.
Declan Rice.
That's got
no.
No, I got no idea.
David Raya.
David Raya. Oh yeah, he played at Brentford as well. There you go.
Brentford won both games last year, and he was the keeper this morning for Arsenal. So 3 straight games.
That's crazy. It's probably the only person in the world to do that.
Yeah, probably.
Did he bring his last dragon, though? That's all I need.
No, he nearly stuffed it up for Arsenal. So Aaron Ramsdale's kind of hoping there is a dragon there just to burn him down.
Nice one. And did you have a bad beat there, Alex?
This one's
Yeah,
worse.
I was pretty keen on the Brentford will draw double chance against Manchester United on Saturday night, and Brentford were about $5. The double chance was about $2.40. Brentford led literally all day. They were up 1-0 at the 90th minute. At 90 plus 3, Scott McTominay scores. Like, all right, well, there's still there's 3 minutes to go. You draw this. This is fine. At 90 plus 7, when there was only 6 minutes of added time, 90 plus 7, Scott McTominay scores again for Manchester United to win it with literally the last kick of the game. That's a bad
The McTominator.
beat.
That's what they call it.
That's a bad beat.
Oh.
It really is.
That was bad. The United, the City Arsenal one. There's still 10 minutes of game time to go. And it's not like it was a supreme outsider, but
This one was
losing when you're 1-0 up at 90 plus 3 is pretty bad.
You could cop a draw, and it's like,
I would have
goal.
copped the draw, but the 2 goals from Scott friggin' McTominay.
Brutal, funny, good stuff.
Let's get a code bent later for the Bad Beats article that I'm currently writing.
Nice.
Bad Beats article today. We've also got Stats Guy on the case as to why Brisbane keep losing.
I got no idea.
I'd known it's a Queensland one because it was the Gold Coast Titans, the NRLW, so it's like Brisbane adjacent.
All right, nice one. Queensland, you stink. Let's do some player props.
Player props.
Very easy one for tomorrow morning's NFL game. We have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
What are you, Vince McMahon?
Not everything's wrestling.
Yeah, but that's what he does.
He does sound like that.
Might have actually been there, to be honest. But Davante Adams is playing against his old team. He's wide receiver for the Raiders. He was really good last year, 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, all that sort of good gear. And this year, because the Raiders have had rookie QBs in and out, they've been horrible. He hasn't really had too much shine, but he's been good. So anytime touchdown revenge game, 100% is on here for Davante Adams. $2.10 with lads for just an anytime score. Love that. You like the 2 touchdowns, though, $6. Tricky part is because we don't know, I think it's finally confirmed that Jimmy G, a.k.a. Handsome Jimmy G, a.k.a. Jimmy Garoppolo, a.k.a. Jimmy with the good hair, he is out of the concussion protocol, so it looks like he's going to play that Monday Night Football game, which is very handy because he's a lot better than the other options for the Raiders. And that's why you can't actually get too many of the Raiders receiving props anywhere at the moment. So those will probably come online in the next, 8 hours or so, 12 hours before the game. So I've steered clear of his receiving props to go with those touchdowns. But if you're going to feel good about that, I'd probably lean on at 80-plus yards and an anytime touchdown for Davante Adams. Probably get you to around $3 or maybe $2.80 or something like that. Flip side, though, you can get the rushing props for the Raiders, and Josh Jacobs has stunk it up this year. If there's ever a argument for why you shouldn't hold out prior to the season, go, give me a new contract. It's like, why don't you prove you're good? He's like, I just did last year. It's like, well, how about you keep proving? He's like, but I want some money. And they're like, well, running backs stink and we don't care. And they're like, I'll play, I guess. And it's just, I don't know, you go throughout the entire preseason, but I think I've hit on this even the last week, right? The first 4 weeks of the season for some teams turned into a bit of an extended preseason. Josh Jacobs is finally working himself into a little bit of form, presumably. This is now week 5. He hit over 100 yards on the ground 6 times last season, has not come close to it this season, though. But 100 yards and an anytime touchdown for Josh Jacobs in this game is $5.50, which I love because Green Bay give up the 3rd most rushing yards in the NFL, 155.3 per game. So if there's ever a time that Josh Jacobs is going to step up and go bang, it's probably this one. If you want to play it a little bit safer, you could probably just slip him down to about 75 rushing yards and also look at his receiving yards because he doesn't mind catching the ball out of the backfield too. So I do like that one, though. The sneaky Josh Jacobs contrarian play. I don't think the Raiders are going to score too many points. I'm going to give that in a little bit, but there you go. There's 2 really good player props that I like. Davante Adams with the score, Josh Jacobs. If you want to go 75 yards and anytime touchdown, you feel okay. But for $5.50, you get 100 and an anytime. So Not bad there.
Not bad.
Alex, what are you feeling?
Trying to find some value in the Cricket World Cup tonight. New Zealand take on the Netherlands.
I believe it's pronounced my beloved New Zealand. Thank you. So,
Yeah, because you got money.
That's right.
I was going to say, where did that come from?
16-1. Let's go. Come on, you Kiwis.
The ginger Kiwi, they call him. Hey, he's Ben Stokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, Devon Conway to slap 50 runs tonight against the Netherlands. $2 you can get with Ladbrokes at the moment. Well, he smashed 152 against the Poms last week. He averages 54 in 1 days overall. He averages 66.6 this year. And in India, he averages 102.33. So stats say get on. Just the way he batted the other night, seriously, it was insane. He's just got to – hopefully the Kiwis bat first, because if they don't, they may bowl them out for like 80, and then this could be a bad beat written all over. Yep. So win the toss, bat first, score like 600 runs, and Devon Conway to score 50. The way that he batted the other night, he's in such good form at the moment. And no offense to the Netherlands, but their bowlers compared to England's not really comparable. So it's sort of a Conway getting himself out rather than the Dutch getting him out. Pretty happy with the $2 there.
Speaking of the cricket, I believe Stats Guy's beloved Afghanistan lost to Bangladesh as
well. They got smoked.
That was the only pick of the whole weekend that I got wrong. I was like, that was my iffy one. They didn't. Oh, they did get smoked. Actually, I just had a look at it now.
They got flogged.
I was going to say
I caught like the last 5. I was like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, they can crumble.
All right, speaking of which, Stats Guy, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm looking at the same game tonight, New Zealand and the Netherlands, your beloved New Zealand. Jim, Netherlands are pretty solid against Pakistan, but I don't think they're going to be any match for New Zealand, who blew England off the park. I'm very surprised how New Zealand went the other day. I'm going to have a look at Devon Conway. I think he's going to go really well, but I'm going to have a look at their third batsman, Rachin Ravindra. He's got an awesome name. Rachin apparently comes from his Indian parents who love Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar, I found out. So they just went, Rachin, why not? Two kings of Indian cricket.
Jeez, he had to be good at cricket with that freaking
I know,
name,
his first ever World Cup match. He's a rising star. He got the man of the match, 126 off 96 balls.
How did Devon Conway not get it for 152?
Hang on, and he also got a wicket, so I think that got him over the line.
152 though,
probably a bit stiff, but
he got the man of the match. Conway, that's a bad beat.
yeah. If you bet him for man of the match, I still don't mind Devon Conway man of the match. I think both of them they're going to make a big score against the Netherlands here, so you can still back Conway to get 50, but also like Ravindra to get 50. He's got 3 50s in his last 5 ODI innings. That comes against a few teams that are a lot better than the Netherlands. He can hit the ball just all around the park, and he dominated against both spin and pace. That's why they put him in the number 3 spot, even though he's really young. I think he's going to dominate this match. $2.50 for 50 plus runs. Both of them are like $2.50 and $2, which is short, but they're going to make a big score against the Netherlands.
Very nice.
Can we quickly talk about how bad we were last night?
Yeah.
Well, I thought we had him. What did we have him? 3 for nothing.
3 for
much.
2.
Yeah.
And then we dropped Coley on 20, and then he's like, that's a mistake.
It wasn't our bowler's fault. It was batters. Just didn't.
But that's what we've thought all along. Our bowling is going to keep us in this tournament.
It was absolutely atrocious watching that. You're like, why does one-day cricket stink again sometimes? This is it. Yeah, this
when you lose a few wickets,
can we leave David Warner in India too as well? That'd be nice.
He was all right, but
Warner wasn't bad when he started off. Right, it was.
He got everyone else in the middle. Yeah,
it was horrible. Like I think I was also watching at a point where, Glennie Maxwell and Cam Green. You're like, here we go. This is the they're both out.
Maxwell trying to slap a turner out of the stadium, and it goes under his bat and bowls him. That wasn't great.
Actually, I forgot to say a bad beat about England. They were the only team ever to all 11 scored in double figures, and they still lost.
I don't think that's a bad beat. That's just a crazy stat. It was the first time ever all 11 got over 10.
Their highest score was, 77, then you got 43. But every single player down to 11 made double figures. That's pretty cool.
Those sundries really let the team down with 6.
Yeah.
I believe the stat for that is sucked in.
Sucked in, yeah.
Right. Let's do some match and or game picks.
What's your best match or game pick?
Best match or game picks to throw back Friday's show. We had
he's speaking New Zealand.
Pick, bro. What are your best picks? Sydney over Tassie, Perth over Adelaide. Last Friday, Stats going on talking these ones out. Great game by the Tasmania Jack Jumpers to beat Sydney.
I was on them actually. Yeah. Very happy.
You did turn it around. I had Sydney, and it turns out Sydney, when you get enough from Jalen Adams, they got nothing from anybody else. Basically, they fell apart. Perth, just sort of goes to show the big lines are always a bit tricky. I know we're on this last year, the NBL. It's always a bit tough to cover like a big double-digit line in the NBL.
There was a big line against them yesterday as well. So they didn't cover the line again yesterday against the 36ers. So, yeah, struggled to get over that 10.5 line.
It's a big, tough one. So, Adelaide, bit of fight in them. It's kind of like they are only that 1 or 2 players away, really, because they've sort of botched their import stuff. But, yeah, they were not very good. We did at least hit the under. I was leaning in on the Friday Adelaide-Perth game. And then on Saturday, we absolutely nailed the Phoenix away from home pick where Illawarra smashed them and the under hit as well. No problems. Brisbane Cairns, though, was the tricky one. I think we were both on Brisbane. They fell apart and Bangers got kicked out. And
that didn't help.
Because he's trying to punch on with a...
He was getting real angry. He copped a little elbow, but like, calm down, mate. You're one of your team's best players. Maybe stay on the court.
Yeah, tough scenes there for my man Bangers, Aaron Baines. But look, Brisbane, this is the sort of case it's always going to be with the Bull A, right? The Bull A, you give them a chance. What's that? Oh, it's my foot. Give me my gun. Bang! Just shoot themselves in the foot every time. Anyway, quick victory lap, though. My Sunday night NFL multi of the Atlanta Hawks, -1.5 over Houston, Detroit Lions over Carolina, Miami over the New York Football Giants, and Pittsburgh, +4.5 over Baltimore. Bang, 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 bang. That all hit $12.50 multi. Cash. Thank you very much. So nothing better than a overnight multi that you wake up when the squids are just kicking around at like 6 a.m. You're like, oh, we might be on here. And off they go. But my actual game pick after all that, Raiders Green Bay is a weird one tomorrow. You have 2 bottom 11 defensive teams. They've given up 24 and 25 points a game each. The problem is I'm still going the under because the Raiders can't score. They've scored 17, 10, 17, and 18 this year. There's only a couple of teams that haven't scored over 20 points this season. They're one of them. And Green Bay, look, Jordan Love has these games where he looks awesome. Then he has these ones where he looks like he's falling apart. I'm just going to go the under. It's 45.5. I just feel like this is a Monday Night Football game. They don't tend to be crazily high scoring. So I think 23-20 gets this done and the under hits. Alex, how are you feeling?
Yeah, having a look at a European qualifiers multi just for the games that are coming up on Thursday and Friday. So you've got match day 6 and match day 7 coming up this weekend. And we'll start off with all 4 teams that I'm going to tip here. They actually need to win to stay in contention to qualify for the tournament. Somehow, none of these 4 teams are on top of their group. And once you hear the names, you'll be like, this sounds weird.
Yes.
I have no idea why Stats Guy's cheering. Anyway.
I'll tell you why later.
Croatia head-to-head to beat Turkey there. Croatia just got a better squad overall. They should be beating Turkey. Same goes for Norway against Cyprus. This will just be the Odegaard and Haaland show. I think Haaland may take his frustrations out on poor Cyprus. I'm sure there's a joke there. Poland to beat the Faroe Islands. They stink, no offense, but Poland are going to win there. And Spain to beat Scotland. Scotland are unbeaten at the moment, and Spain need to win to make sure they stay in that second place. The top 2 teams qualify for the Euros, but if they lose, they can get leapfrogged by a couple of other teams there. If Gerald wants to hit the button.
Rate my multi.
All 4 of those, $3.61 head-to-head. Let's go.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That's too short for me. I'll still give it a 6 or a 7 because they should win. But Scotland, I follow them in the Euros because of my Scottish heritage. They beat Spain 2-0 last time, both of which were scored by that man, McTominay, in really late, last night. So
I'm leaning... Tierney's a long-term injury too for Scotland. Yeah. He's out for the next 3 months.
Obviously, Spain, I think they're only paying $1. It's not 30. Much at all. It's that much. Yeah, they should win, but that's the one that I'm a bit fishy about.
I'm backing them because they desperately need to win. Scotland are already in the tournament. They're just like, I'll pack her up, boys. We're sweet.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd probably give that a 6 or a 7. I do worry about that Spain-Scotland one. It's a bit wonky. Croatia, Turkey, who knows as well. It feels a little short. Anyway, Stats Guy.
Back to the Cricket World Cup. Going to find a bit more value as New Zealand are only $1.04 against the Netherlands. Going to have a look at the total match runs. So the total match runs in this one is 506. Seems a bit of a stretch. I don't think Netherlands are going to hold up their end of the bargain here. They've failed to score more than 215 runs in their last 6 ODI matches. They played there the other day against Pakistan. The total runs was 491. We've seen a lot of the other grounds around India. They're a bit smaller, and there's been some massive record-breaking scores. I think, South Africa. So yeah, Sri Lanka, South Africa. South Africa put on 440 or something for the record score.
Yeah, you're in trouble here if New Zealand bat first and go psycho.
So I still think if New Zealand bat first, Pakistan have some of the best batters in the world. They made 286. But even if they bat first, I think New Zealand's bowlers can bowl them out pretty easily. I think New Zealand looked really good the other night. If Netherlands bat first, you can easily lock in that under 506. I think they're going to make max 200 and something, and then if 210 maybe, and then New Zealand just have to pass that, so they're not going to get over that 506 mark. So I think that's a little bit of a stretch, and I think that's just too high, the 506.5 total runs. So I'm going to go the under, which is $1.85 with Bet365.
You're really trying to thread the needle here with your two bets on this game, going with the under and Ratchin or whatever his name is to score 50. So you're kind of hoping that they put 180 on and they chase it down. Otherwise, if they bat first and score 400, I think you're in trouble.
I think they could still score like 350 and then just bowl Netherlands
out. It's 156. So
anyway, we'll see. But we'll see how if the toss. If Netherlands end up batting first, then it would be a bit easier.
506 is such a funky number.
Yeah, I just feel like it's too high. It's a bigger ground.
Just try. It just feels.
I'm also trying to find a bit of value in this game. There's
we didn't have to bet on it.
No, I'll bet on it.
Good one. All right, let's do some best bets.
It's best bets. It's best bets. It's time for all the best bets.
All the best bets. Pittsburgh and the under was my best bet on Friday, and it smashed in.
Right.
Thank you very much. The Steelers. Once more, the underdog covers the line. Not only that, won outright, and very much so with the under, because I believe it was 17-10 in the end. Thank you very much, Pittsburgh Steelers. And the ineptitude of the Baltimore Ravens on offense. The best bet, though, for tomorrow, the Raiders. As I mentioned, it all depended on Jimmy G. I actually wrote the column on Friday. I think Green Bay were the pick in that one, but it's now going to swing around. If Jimmy G is good, we're going to go with the Raiders minus 2.5. I think they squeak out a very silly Raiders-ish kind of win. If this sort of scooched to 3, I'd still probably go with the Packers. It's just a bit of a weird one. I feel like this is a kitchen sink game for the Raiders. Their season's over if they get a 1-4. The under as well, as I mentioned, right? The Raiders just can't score. The 17, 10, 17, and 18 is all they've scored all season. So we're going to get the under 45.5. The Raiders minus 2.5. That gets to $3.90, which actually feels pretty good if you believe the Raiders can win this by a field goal. If you don't, and I might, like by the time I write this article, I might have just sort of, dug into this and went, wait a minute, come on. Give me 2.5 points for Green Bay and they'll win by 100%, or they'll lose by 1, and away we go. But I just trust the Raiders. I don't like that statement. That statement sucks. I don't trust
You're leaning towards the Raiders.
I'm leaning towards the Raiders just because at home, Monday Night Football, just win an ugly game, win it by 3, and away you go. There was another quick, as I mentioned at the top, the NBA, the most regular season wins market is out at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And interestingly, you have the Bucks and Celtics tied at $3.75 for the most wins across the league, which sounds about right because I think it will be an East team. The West is just too deep.
Yeah.
And you've got to play each other too many times to really ratchet up that win total, whereas the Bucks and Celtics can probably get to 60 wins each, you reckon? Or at least they're a half chance, like either one of them could do it. So I was vaguely annoyed at how well that is priced because the Nuggets are at $5. You expect them to maybe take it a little bit easy at times this season. And also they're just like, we know that they're really, really, really good, but they might just sort of chill out. The Suns, they're at $9, but they've got Brad Beal, Kevin Durant. You're just going to have moments where you go, let's just take the foot off the gas a little bit during this season perhaps. But if you were going to take like a longer sort of price team, it's probably Phoenix at $9 because they could just go absolute scorched earth and absolutely out of nowhere. Like their offense could click between Booker, Beal and KD.
I reckon they might take a bit of time to build into it though. Just even like the first 10 games and that might cost you a few. Yeah.
Especially without like a real actual point guard on that team. So the Warriors were interesting at 17. They've got Chris Paul, but it does feel like they're just that little bit old. The one that stuck out to me, if you think that a team out in the West can come out of the morass and go absolutely ham, the Grizzlies are at $51. Like,
not horrible.
I guess the point is you will be without Ja Morant though. And so maybe not. The Kings at $51. Could they bounce? Well, could they continue last year's run? I do still think it's probably Milwaukee. I think that defense is awesome. And I think at $3.75, it's just not quite good enough value though. So quick look. I don't know. How do you feel about the Celtics in that one, stats guy?
I feel like every season we drop a few games where we probably shouldn't. I feel like, that Milwaukee, both teams are going to be really strong on defense. I'm a bit of a coin toss, to be honest. I'd lean towards the Bucks. I think they're going to gel really well, especially Celtics injuries and things like that. So I'd lean towards the Bucks as well. But only by like a couple of wins.
Yeah, I feel like Giannis is a dude who doesn't really take game off so much, and when he does, I
feel like
play,
we'll have a few at the Celtics that will miss a few games and cost us a few. So we'll see.
Yeah. Nice one. So I reckon kind of Phoenix is like more of a value play if you just think that maybe clicks. But otherwise, it's probably those two on the top of the East.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not. If there's any way that I could just go, not Philly, like I'd be all over that.
Well,
not Philly. Yep. Righto. What about you, Alex?
India are going to win the Cricket World Cup. They're $2.50. Throw it in your multis long term. Yeah, well, the way they took care of Australia with consummate ease last night, they've dropped from $2.75 to $2.50. Hosts have won the last 3 World Cups, India being one of them. I think they'll win again. They had an absolute turner last night. They played 3 spinners. They'll get pitches in their favour for the rest of the tournament. Basically, it seems like an India choke job is the only thing that will get them beaten.
Interesting. Stats guy, best bet.
A bit of an F1 future. We got, I think it's 6 races left in the season. Alpine, we got the 2 French drivers here, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly, 2 of the coolest names, I reckon, on the grid. There's a few head-to-head markets, so for team drivers, who's going to get the most points at the end of the season. So you got Gasly, who's only 2 points ahead of Ocon. Gasly's probably been the better driver overall in his career. He's a bit more experienced, but Ocon has been charging home in the last probably couple of months. 7 of the last 12 races he's finished ahead of his teammate Gasly and was 5 spots clearly ahead of him yesterday in the race. I just think he's got his confidence up. Ocon, he's only been around for a couple of seasons, but now he's really, really finding his rhythm. So he's in a lot better form. You can get $2 for Ocon to be Alpine's number 1 driver. He's only 2 points behind him. That's only a couple of spots on the grid. If he finishes a couple of spots higher than him, maybe just another 7th, 8th again, I think. Whereas Gasly at the moment is around that 10th to 12th mark. So $2, he's the underdog for Alpine's number 1 driver. It's just really good value there in the F1.
Very nice. Good spot.
Bit of a random one. Yeah.
Also, how good is Piastri, though? Let's go.
Yeah, the Aussie, I can't believe it. He's been doing wonders in his rookie year.
All right, there we go. Good stuff today, gentlemen, as per usual. That is it for Code Bet Daily done today. We'll be back on deck tomorrow, of course. That's what we do. So get right around all of the shows we have. The Code Bet Daily show, of course. We have the Code Bet EPL show. We have
on break this week.
Okay. We have
on strike. No, there's a break.
NFL Australia, NBA Australia. There might be some NBA stuff popping off on the site later this week as well. And so on and so forth. Of course, hold all tickets. Big show this week.
Huge week. Everest Day in Sydney and Caulfield Guineas Day at Caulfield. It is honestly one of my favourite days of the year when these 2 meetings clash. It's sick.
Nice.
So like, review, and star all those podcasts. Come on, where's the stars at? And chuck us a follow across all the socials. Oh, yes, we have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Threads. Send in any questions, any multis you want rated, any futures you want thought about or future rated, and we'll have a look at them. We can talk about them. That's what we do. But either way, good stuff today. Thank you, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Yes.
And thanks to Geraldo behind the camera, as per usual. Does a great job. Thanks to me, just because why not? Right, what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, may all your picks come in. Happy punting. We will catch you tomorrow. Code Bet Daily, out.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.